Hey, everyone. Welcome to another edition of It's Time with Keandra Ward. Now, usually this is a Tuesday night experience. However, since we're all home and we have the time, we have been coming on daily, at least this week. So I'm excited to share with you who I am. So my name is Keandra. I am the founder and president of Keystone Business Institute and Keandra Ward International, where I help you get clarity, gain focus so that you can consistently generate profits. We do that through our school, Keystone Business Institute, as well as online and offline courses and workshops. So if you're here, let me know that you're here. Tonight, we'll have a special guest in our very special segment, which is our new segment called Business for Real. The Business for Real segment is a segment in the show where we will introduce you to a thriving business, a business that I'm inspired by, an owner that I'm inspired by, or just something that's new and creative. I want us to begin to build community around each other, especially here online. But first, we're going to talk about some business today. I told you guys that I'm going to give you 3 tips that entrepreneurs make in the beginning. Now, I'm going to raise my hand. 3 tips that entrepreneurs meet, 3 tips that I made, 3 tips and mistakes that I made when I first started running my business. And I mean, most of us do this. Most of us have that where we just kind of go out there and get started. The first thing I did was I went and got a website for no reason. A lot of times we go out and we get a website, but we really don't know who we're marketing to. We really don't know what we're really marketing. So the website and all of that is literally the last thing that you want to get. Why? Because your website should be designed for your market. And if you haven't taken the time to really figure out who you're marketing to, then you are building a website that you're eventually going to have to change. Now, how many people built a website and then realized it was non-effective and had to change a lot of it? Me. Been there. So that's the first thing. The second thing that entrepreneurs do is focus on money first, when you really should be focusing on your passion and the project and your market and then your product. So here's the thing. We're always trying to sell. But if we don't have our processes together, if we don't have our systems together, and we don't understand who we're marketing to, we won't be able to continually get repeat sales and repeat customers. That's what's important. You don't want just someone who is going to buy from you or connect with you one time. You want someone who is going to continuously support you. You want fans. You don't want clients, you want fans. You want people that are going to share your information when you don't. You want people that'll sell your product when you don't. So I had someone, let me give you an example of that. I had someone reach out to me and say, hey, how do I sign up for you guys' school? Because another person told them, hey, you got that it's a 12-month course, that it's this and that you learn this, and this. I had never talked to the person about our courses, but we had someone on there that shared it and showed. So I made sure that before I tried to sell a product to them, to my market, I taught them. I explained to them who we are, what we do, why we do it, and why we do it for them. So share with your market. Don't be afraid to engage with them. Don't be afraid to let them sell your product for you. Because guess what? Anytime someone can word of mouth sell a product for you and the other person has never met you and they order based off of someone else, that is the best marketing that you could ever do. Okay. So the third thing is, don't try to be so perfect. You know, if you think that it has to be perfect before you do it, then you will never start. I am a perfectionist. So for me, I felt like I always had to be perfect. I felt like everything had to look perfect. It had to sound perfect. It had to be perfect. And by that happening, I procrastinated a lot. There were times where I should have launched a product or service, but I didn't, simply because it's not that it wasn't good. It wasn't perfect in my eyes. Or I've launched it, but didn't really support it like I was supposed to because I didn't think it was subpar to me, but my market loved it. So a lot of times we procrastinate when we don't really need to procrastinate. And also our market they want you. They want to see what you're going to give. They want to connect with you. They want you. They want to see what you have to say. They want to engage with you. They want to learn from you. So don't be afraid to show up. No one is perfect. And you let them know, hey, this isn't perfect, but this is who I am. This is what we do. But this is what I know. I know that I am going to teach you these particular steps. And I know in front of that, that's what you're going to get from it, right? So I want you guys to really think about not necessarily being perfectionists, but really making sure that you're experts in what you do. It may not look perfect. It may not be perfect, but that product or service, it better be on par. It can't be subpar. It needs to be on point. It needs to be the best product or service that you can provide to them. So if it's an education, you want to make sure that you're really giving them a quality learning experience, that you're giving them the content that they need. If it's a product, you want to make sure that the product is up to par. You want to make sure that the quality of the ingredients is up to par from what you're getting, right? So those are the 3 things that I wanted to talk to you guys about entrepreneurs and how we make mistakes in the beginning. I have a list of probably about 20 here, but I gave you the top 3. And these are things that I messed up. Do y'all know I have spent so much money on websites when I didn't even need to. When I say upwards to thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because I wasn't clear with my brand. So my suggestion is make sure that you are 1,000% clear before you do that. Now, you do want to have spaces where people can connect with you, social media. If you have a product, an Etsy shop or something like that, you want to make sure you have that. But you want to build your website and the content around your website once you know who you're marketing to. Now, I'm not saying that takes years or it could be a couple weeks. It could be a month, depending on how you grow and how much time you take to develop the core structure of your brand. And that's your mission. That's your vision. That's your target market. That's your core values, all of those things. All right. So listen, I am extremely excited because we're going to move into, I told you guys I wasn't going to come on here teaching a lot, but I will give you tips on it's time. But I want to move into the second part of this experience, which is why we are here. The Business for Real segment. Now, this segment is a segment where I invite other entrepreneurs up to talk to you, to share with you about their journey. We talk about their life because a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we forget that people actually have lives and we're living as well. And we're going through the same things that you guys are going through. These are people that inspire me. These are people that I'm just watching them show up in the world and I want others to meet them. So I'm excited to bring on our guest for today. Now, all right, so I'm gonna try to do this the right way. I'm gonna try to do this right. I'm gonna try to be a tad bit professional, but then I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna be a whole, myself. Okay, so we have Nurse Dee Gunter. She has been a nurse for 8 years. She started creating her own products. Due to her very own sensitive skin and the issues that she had with her skin. So thus her brand was born, the Skincare Lady. So listen, so she had an issue. Now let me talk to you about that real quick before I bring her up. I tell my clients all the time, I tell our students all the time, if you see an issue, then you need to be the one to solve it. So this is what happened. She had sensitive skin. She couldn't find stuff that worked for her. She had an issue. So what did she do? She solved the problem by creating a product for herself to solve her issue. That's business right there, guys. So without further ado, I am going to bring up Miss Dee Gunter, the Skincare Lady. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little tip. I'm going to bring her up and then I'm going to tell you why. Hey, babe, I'm going to tell you why this is such an amazing live for me. So not only is she an amazing entrepreneur, and not only is she an amazing mom and a nurse, she is my sister, blood sister. I'm not my play sister. Not that one you be like, that's my homegirl, so that's been my sister. No, that's my sister. So I'm excited because anytime I have an opportunity to share my platform with my family who are doing things. What did I tell you the other day, Dee? I told you why it's time for me to show you out.
Because I did it for myself. I didn't come to you for ideas or anything like that. I didn't even tell you it was launching. I told you after it launched and after it had done a couple numbers. And you said that people have to want it for themselves. You weren't going to come out and make us want it. We needed to want that for ourselves.
Amen. Right. So listen, here's what happened, guys. So I knew my sister did butters, body butters and skin stuff. I really didn't know all, but I knew she did things. But about what was that, a week ago, 2 weeks
April
ago?
3rd. April
3rd. So April 3rd, she did her official launch. And what happened on April 3rd?
I sold out 2 times. I had just some containers that I had kind of got for the business that were a little more of my speed and what I wanted. And then the response was so great. They sold me out of all of those. And I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? Yeah. And then I remembered that I had some tins that, I didn't too much love, but they were usable. And they sold me out of all of those shoes.
I love it. So she launched her business and it sold out twice. 2 times. I put 1, 2 times. So let's talk about that experience. So you are a nurse by trade.
Correct.
Right? And you have sensitive skin. So tell me about that process. What happened that made you begin to formulate a product for yourself?
Nothing works for me. I can put on lotion, Vaseline, all of that stuff. I'm still itchy. I'm still hurting. I'm either allergic to it or it doesn't moisturize enough. And anywhere from just extreme itching to my skin flaking, just extremely uncomfortable. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do? And I just literally sat up for hours on end and tried to figure it out. It has taken me to get my product that I currently sell almost 3 years in the making of actually creating this particular type of butter with the consistency and the particular oils that mesh well with sensitive skin, because all of it doesn't. It all sounds good because it's natural, but it all does not mesh well with certain skin types, and especially for someone like me who has eczema.
You know what? That was a question. Honestly, someone asked me. I told someone that you were coming on today, and the first thing they said is, does the product work for people with eczema? So it works for people with eczema. And you have eczema?
Yes.
I have eczema. My daughter has eczema.
We got it from Dad.
Apparently so. I mean, that's real apparent. I can't believe that. It's so funny. I didn't even know you had eczema. But the thing is you made a product that you needed. What made you say, you know what, I'm going to start making this a product that I'm going to produce for others? People were genuinely, like, my friends were so behind it, even when it was still in a brick form, where I was like, I cannot give this to people. No, they were into it. And then I had kind of started posting just a teeny bit. And one of my friends who's an entrepreneur were like, well, let me get some. And I'm like, okay, you can have it. And she's like, well, how much is it? And I was like, oh no.
I don't know. And then after her, like a couple other people, and then it was like, all right, let's just see what happens. And so April 3rd, I woke up that morning and I was like, let's just do it. Let's see. Like, this was not like a super planned launch or anything. It was my son's birthday. That's my money man. He is my good luck for money. And I was like, let's just do it. And the response was extremely amazing. Like, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
So let's talk about that. You have a product. You woke up one day and just was like,
this is it. I mean, because at this point in time with coronavirus and the pandemic, our household went from a 2-income household to a 1-income household because, as you know, your beloved brother-in-law is a barber. So therefore, now what do you do? What do we do to supplement that income? Let's just see if this will work. If it doesn't, we'll figure something else out. But
yeah,
it worked.
Wow, I absolutely love that. And yes, shout out to my brother-in-law and my babies, my niece and my nephew. Hey y'all. So listen, let's talk about being a nurse and having to shift and transition. Now, there's a pandemic out here, but your household is also affected. What mindset were you in when you said, okay, it's time for us to pivot a little bit? Like, what do I literally have to do?
I think the mindset was, are we prepared when something crazy goes down? Like what happens? What do we do? How do we supplement our income? Do we have multiple streams of income? Is our savings big enough? And how do we get to that point where we are? We have to have something other than the jobs that we have in order to do so. I think every successful person I know always says that it's multiple streams of income that brings them the wealth and not the one thing. So although I'm doing just fine as a nurse, and I probably could have just supplemented our income in that manner just from my job, but we need more than that. We can't,
have to have something to fall back on. And then I love the fact that you're doing something that you love. I see you talking, I see you online talking about it. I see, you posting, and not only do you love it, your market loves it. They adore it. They are adoring it. So listen, I'm not gonna even lie, y'all. Just popped it open. I got my packet. I was so excited to get it. One, because it's my sister, but two, because I like this. So we have, so listen. My daughter, I popped it open, and then my daughter went in and was smelling them all and trying to pick. I was like, no, I'm gonna tell you which one is mine first, what you're not gonna do. But let's talk about some of the ingredients that you have, and not necessarily telling all the ingredients that you have, but why did you pick what you picked for your particular butters? Because there's tons of butters out there.
Okay, so number one, the type of actual butter that I use is a more rare butter, and not a lot of body butter people use it genuinely because it's expensive, and it's hard to come by. It is sourced from Uganda. The consistency of it, a lot of other butters, they set up really hard, so you're either digging in them, or when you're trying to get it, they're falling all over the floor. It just wasn't. That was the part of the development. And I researched each and every ingredient in there as far as what it does for skin. So whether that was to help the elasticity of my skin, to help the itchiness, to moisturize, I use like hemp seed oil in there, which is extremely great for dry skin. And the butters actually can go in your hair as well, because they're all natural, and it's all things that I make sure that you can do it, reversible. So if you buy unscented, you could do both as like a moisturizer for a curly person like, me, or when you just want to blow your hair out and put it up or something like that. So it works that way too. But each ingredient was researched, and I had to match the shelf life of each one together, because you don't want to have something with a long shelf life and then something with a smaller shelf life together with the product, because then that makes the product not last as long. Each butter should last you well over 12 months is the shelf life of
even with this size.
Yes.
Really?
12 months. Yeah. I mean, if you use it more, I'm just saying, if you don't use it every day, because everybody doesn't. So if you don't use it every day as your moisturizer, and you got it away, you can hold on to it for 12 months.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay. So let me see. Key Harris. Hey, Key. She says, it's the bomb. Go get it.
Hey, Bessie.
Nelly says, yes, it's for eczema because she's been looking. Felicia says, congratulations. So, okay, let me make sure we don't have any questions. So if you guys have any questions, please definitely. Hey, Miko. Miko is clapping. He says, hey. Listen, so here's the next thing I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about some of the scents, and I want to talk about some of these names, girls. So we're going to start with Lick Me All Over. That's the one I'm start with.
That is bestseller. That everybody adores that. I sell out of that the most. I double made the batch this time, and that was still going first.
Wow.
Still going first. It is a very sweet, sensual, sexy type of scent. And it's actually a staple scent that I have had privy to for many years. Just a lot of people have not. Okay. So it's just one of the good ones that everybody loves. That one. That's the best one.
And the reason why I started with this is because online, that's all I was like, There was like, this one is good, this one is good, this one is good, this one is good. So when I got my packet, that was the first thing I looked for. I was like, let me smell.
Let me find that one.
Yes, it feels so good. Let me tell you, my skin feels good. It's moisturized. It's, first of all, y'all know, for me being dark skinned, sometimes I'd be looking ashy. So it's like I don't look, you know what I'm saying? It feels really good. And I'm a body butter person. And let me tell y'all, essentially, this is my first experience with it too. Yes, this is my sister, but I wanted to learn and I wanted to experience it with you guys. And I am so, first of all, let me just tell you, baby, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud to see you doing what you love. She's the one that's into the health. I'm the one that's not. Okay. You know, she's the one doing yoga with her legs everywhere. I'm the one sitting there folded, eating some chips. Okay, and Pepsi. Let's, you know how you have the two. That's the sister relationship. That's who she is. I'm not that one, and I'm getting better. But
Which makes me proud.
I know. I can tell. You know, she'll be like, "Look at you. I see what you're doing." I'm proud of the fact that you. Okay, we have another question. I'm proud of the fact that you. What made you say I'm not going to be afraid and I'm just going to do it? What made you move afraid?
What made me move afraid was at first, for maybe like the past year or so, because the actual butter has been here for a year. What made me move afraid was I sat around and kept saying, "Oh, well, everybody's doing it, but no, you got your own secret sauce. So let's see what happens. Let's see. I mean, all you can do is not do well, but I had a plan as well. So I figured if it didn't do well that first day, that was okay for me.
Right.
I had a whole marketing strategy that I thought that I was going to need, but in reality, I just didn't need it at that moment, which I'll need in the future, which I still plan to implement at some point with your blessing, because you know I don't move on that tip unless you say move. But to be honest, I mean, I just had a plan behind that. I told myself I wouldn't get down about it.
Yeah.
And if it did not do what I wanted it to do, I was going to make it do what I wanted it to do. I was going to put in the work to make it do what it was going to do. And that was just it. This is it. This is the brand. This is me. This is my product. And I'm going to make it work regardless. However much hard work it was going to take to get it off the ground and get it to move in a way that I wanted to, I was going to put in that work, no matter what it took.
So let's talk about that. Let me repeat that for those who, we have a couple questions. I'll make sure we get that answered. For those, she said, okay, I'm going to wake up and I'm just going to do it today. I'm going to move afraid and I'm just going to get out there. I know my product is good. It wasn't about developing the product. It was literally about showing up for more people than her immediate family and friends in the market that she served. Like really taking the time to say, you know what, I can do this. And at a time where it's in her household, she looked for a way to pivot. And that's what I want you guys to think. I don't want you guys to be afraid to show up. And everything doesn't have to be perfect. Let me ask you, was it perfect?
No, nothing is perfect. I don't have my labels yet. I handwrite everything. It is only me making it, bottling it, packaging it, shipping it, figuring out the pricing. It was a lot. No, nothing's perfect yet. I am still working day by day to get it together. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have a name when I did this.
Wow.
I didn't have a name. I didn't have a name. The only reason I picked the name was because I needed a website. So.
She needed to get her Etsy shop up, so she had to pick a name. And
yes.
Okay, so Nelly says, are they free of dyes?
Unscented, yes. I only say that because the oil, depending on what you get. Right now, the fragrance ones, the oils do have a dye in it. So I would suggest, if you're worried about dyes, to do unscented until we are going to add more scents, and those will be of more essential oil scents. So then those two will be free of dye, and I'll make sure to add that in the description of each one, because that's a good thing to add. So I thank you for that. But yes, the unscented one is free of dye.
Okay, so there is one that is free of dye, and then she's gonna grow her market based off of what her market needs. Y'all hear that? So Nelly says, okay, so Key and Nelly are liking and hearting. They're excited about it. So let me ask you, what do you feel is next for you? Now that it started and you see that people want it, what's next for you?
What's next for me is filling up my actual site and my market, because by trade, I am a soap maker. Okay, I like to make soap. They love the butter, so it's their world. Whatever they want, I will make. But I do plan on introducing. I make a liquid black soap. Um, and as of right now, because of Corona, there are no bottles available. So I'm going to switch to bar soaps just for a little bit, which is the African black bar soaps. I have oval and I have square. I'm gonna switch to that until I can get the actual bottles for the black soap, because they also sold me out of that too. So they took all my bottles as well. Your brother-in-law came home like, so what are we supposed to, wash our moisturizers with? I was like, I sold it all. I sold everything. All of it. It's all gone.
He's like, so yours and mine, it's all gone.
And I have some different things coming up, as far as different like subscription boxes, or different things for different holidays. Just trying to give my market what they've been asking me for, and everybody is still waiting on soap, so I'm trying to get that out there to them as soon as possible.
So talk about the soap. What's the benefit of the soap, and why do you do it in a liquid instead of a bar?
I like liquid due to the sensitive skin as well. If you have ever used the bars of African black soap, they're extremely concentrated, and so therefore, for a person with eczema, it more so dries my skin out.
Mm-hmm.
Than versus moisturizing. So, but I like how clean it keeps my skin, because if you use regular bar soap like a Dove or something, you might not notice it because you use it every day. It leaves a film on your skin. Once you use a black soap like that, you can tell the difference. You can feel how clean you are. But it was leaving me way too dry, and it was so bad that I couldn't even moisturize enough to get back to the dry. So what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
I can make this black soap more moisturized. So that's what I did. I broke it down into a liquid, so that way it's less concentrated, and then was able to add some moisture into it, and then that way it's like the perfect blend of soap for my skin type.
Absolutely love it. So any skin type, somebody had asked me before too, is it more for adults? Is it like so concentrated that it's more for adult type skin? Can they use it on babies? Like how does that?
If I were to use the African black soap on, I wouldn't use African black soap on a baby.
Right.
You can. I would use liquid, just because their skin is so sensitive. But there is you gonna make me reveal everything.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Just say no. You can't. There's no way to do that.
No, don't use that. But I am developing something that is
good,
sensitive enough for babies.
Good. Okay, so that's that. So we're not gonna reveal everything, but just know it's coming. Just know that there are alternative options for your entire family, and she'll have a line that your entire family can use eventually, and that's growth. So, all right. The last thing I want to say, y'all ready? I am so proud of y'all. This is my baby sister, y'all. This is my sister, my real sister. And I'm really, really proud of you. I do.
Thank you.
I watch you and I follow you and I support. But when I saw that, I was like, give me one of everything. Just give me one of everything.
Give me all of it.
I was like, and it was funny because I was like, give me one of everything. Then I was like, wait, hold up. How much are they after? And it didn't even matter. I was just like, I don't care. Just give me one of everything, because I was so proud of you. And I want people to understand. And let me go back for those who are just joining us. Hey, everybody. She is a nurse. This is Dee Gunter. She is a nurse by trade. She now has her own business, The Skincare Lady, where she makes soaps and body butters and skin butters and hair butters. You can use it. I got mine. We have I already told y'all, lick me all over. Now, what's this? Is it Naj?
Nag Champa. It is a
Hey, Tina.
I always say it's a unisex scent. I personally love it. I wear it. My two favorites, let me just tell y'all, my two favorites are Pink Sugar is number one and Nag Champa is my second. Lick Me All Over is great, but I feel like it was something I wore for years, so I don't necessarily wear it as much. It is a beautiful scent. Yeah, when I want to get a little spicy, I might go ahead and throw that one on. But Pink Sugar and Nag Champa is my favorites. Pink Sugar is a little more dainty, more of a sweeter smell, and Nag Champa is more. I always think it makes me think of a hippie when I smell it. It makes me think of a hippie, like one of those people that always smell good and always light incense. That's what it makes me think.
Yeah, the Pink Sugar.
I know. Yeah, I know. It smells great. Amazing.
The Pink Sugar smells really good. This is the one that your niece tried to steal out before the show. I was like, no.
Which one was that?
Pink Sugar. She said that's her favorite.
Tell her auntie will send her one.
And then we have Bob Marley. Now, that's my question. Is that for the men? Can the women use it? It have a man.
Bob Marley is another unisex fragrance. It is great. It reminds me of real island things. It is so clean and fresh. I know. It's a very clean scent. Like it's really nice. So and what people need to understand is sometimes it can, depending, when I say a unisex scent, it's because when you put scents on your body, your chemistry, your genetic makeup enhances the scent in different ways. So everything doesn't smell exactly the same on everyone.
Right.
So, for me, that's why I love Nag Champa, because it suits my body chemistry.
Your body chemistry. Yeah. That's a really good point where, so many people can have it, but your particular chemistry may focus. So here's my suggestion. You guys just buy one of all of them and then figure out which one is your favorite and go from there. That's what so we're going to go to I have her Etsy shop up here. And let me ask you this. Can you, I want you to think about yourself talking to someone like a friend of yours who is ready to launch, but they're afraid. What would you tell them?
Do it right now. If you have the means and you have the product right there, just put yourself out there. You never know who supports you, who's behind you, who's watching. There are so many people that when I relaunched, because I was doing delivery and all of that stuff first before I put everything on Etsy. So right. Once those orders start coming in, you don't see the names until, and then you're like, oh, like my friend from elementary school who lives in Georgia ordered something. Who knows if this person is watching or, even interested in what I'm doing. So you never know who's looking or who's watching. And the best thing you could really do is just post about it, talk about it. Once people start to look at it a little bit, people will ask you questions. They will get in your DMs. They will ask you, are you selling it? Where can I get it from? How much is it? And one thing I can say is that price it appropriately. They will pay for it. That's the bottom line. I didn't have any issues with people asking me prices. And even when I was doing DM orders, my people were tipping. They were paying for their own shipping. It didn't matter. So when people rock with you, they will come through and be personable. And this is a society where we are all, oh, I'm a loner, I don't talk to people. My business is so well because I talk to people. I am nice to people. I talk to people. I form relationships. And that has worked for me.
Yeah. She nice to people. Child, she be up there cussing people out on Facebook.
I do. But my folks know. They know me a little well enough to know that
No, I'm just playing. I love our relationship, but I love the fact that just you allow me to be who I am and I allow you to be who you are. And with that, it makes such a great sistership.
It does.
And I love you for that. I love you for honoring me and allowing me to honor you and just being who we are. Like, although we are sisters, we act totally different, but then we act the same in a lot of ways.
It's so weird, right?
We act totally different. People be like, huh. But then there's so many ways that we're the same. And I just wanted other people to experience you like I talk about you a lot on Facebook, but no one has really been able to experience you. And I wanted other people to see that you can jump out. And I told her, I said, I've seen you talk about it, and I know I've seen you sell a couple of, but it wasn't until you showed me that you were ready that then I was ready to put what I know into what you're doing, because you're showing me that you care about not only your product, but you care about your consumers, and you're really ready to do this. And I tell my friends all the time, y'all can call me all the time and tell me I'm interested in doing this, and I'd be like, go for it. But it's not until I see you moving that I move. And I'm so proud of you. So I have the Etsy shop, the skincare lady. Let me put it up here again so you guys know where to find her on Facebook and Instagram at the Skincare Lady. What I want you to do is I want you to go over there. Remember, I told you, go ahead and just buy all of them, buy one of each of them, y'all, okay? And then figure out which one you like. Figure out which one work with your body chemistry. Because for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many I got? 6 days. I'm gonna have a new one on every day because I'm trying to find my body chemistry. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
Your body chemistry is all of them.
Well, if it's all of them now, I'm gonna keep buying all of them. But I'm excited for you, and congratulations.
Thank you
for everything that you're doing. Now, we're gonna move on to the next phase as we close out. So Dee, let them know again where they can find you.
All right, I am at the Skincare Lady on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you go on to Etsy at any point and type in the Skincare Lady, I am there. I am going to let y'all know they already sold me out again, y'all. I think my last sale was this morning. But I do have products coming in. I ordered triple of what I was ordering the last time, just to kind of accommodate what's going on. And follow me on Instagram, and I keep updates all the time. I let everybody know when it's launching. But I'm going to tell y'all one thing. When I announce that date, y'all better try to beat my regulars, because they don't play. they come through. The moment I announce it, the phone starts to dinging. So get on there, get it before they do, because they do not play about it. Not even
love that. I love that. So Morella says she's amazing. She said you're amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is, again, It's Time with Keandra Ward. We're talking to Dee Gunter, the skincare lady, aka my sister, my love, my heart. And I wanted you guys to experience her and her journey the same way. See you later, Dee. Thank you, baby.
Love you. Thank you.
So listen, guys, as we begin to close out this episode of It's Time with Keandra Ward, I just want to leave you with this. Don't ever be afraid to do what God has told you to do. If he has given it to you, he will give you provision. If he has put it in your heart, he will give you strategy. Don't ever be afraid to do it. And you heard today from my sister. She told you guys, she woke up and was like, it's my son's birthday. I'm just going to do it. It is time to pivot. We need to change the dynamics of our household, because the dynamics of our household financially are changing due to the COVID-19 experience. And she had something that was already in her pocket. All she's doing is using what's in her hands. So what's in your hands? What is already in your hands that you could use to help other people, to create a second income or generate an additional income or make it your first income, and you're not being afraid. She told you, the guys today, she said, I don't have my labels yet. She's writing the labels out. But honestly, I like that. I like the handwritten labels. I know, it's just, I personally just like it. But I mean, she did it. She did it with what she had. She used what she had in her hands. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. I want you to go to her Etsy shop, follow her on IG and Facebook at the Skincare Lady. Follow me on IG and Facebook at Keandra Ward. Again, my name is Keandra. I am the founder and president of Keystone Business Institute, where we help you get clarity, gain focus, so that you can consistently generate profits. And you are here with us for our show. It's Time with Keandra Ward. I'll talk to you guys soon. And remember, go out and do it. I want to see you do it, because I want you on the show. Talk to you soon.